So guys, I've been very fascinated about successful women for a very long time, right? Especially women of color. And because of my fascination, I've been studying about them, reading about them, listening to them. And based on that information, I have come up with what I believe is the 5 C's for success. So that's what I'm going to talk in this video. So if you're into success, if you're trying to be successful, stay tuned. Hi guys, my name is 𝗠𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗏 and welcome again to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. And like I said, I'm going to talk about 5 C's of success. The 5 things that I believe make the woman that at least I have studied or and spoken to successful. And the first C is clarity. What do you want? If you don't know where you're going, you can never get there because you never even know when you get there, right? That's it with life. A lot of people don't know where they're going. A lot of people don't even know what they want from life. A lot of people are just like, successful, I want to be rich, I want to be healthy. But what is success? What is health? What is wealth? Might be wealthy to you, might be debt poor to someone else, you know. So what do you want? It's like, imagine you're a captain of a ship still. You have no rudder, you have no destination. You and I will both agree that you probably end up shipwrecked on some deserted island very soon, right? Because you have no destination. There's nothing guiding you. You're just drifting. And that's how most of us live our lives. We're just drifting. Every day we wake up is the same thing. Any goals in mind, we don't have any vision. It's like we don't have any direction, so to speak. So clarity. Be clear on what you want, because life is a just employer and it will give you what you want. But first of all, you have to know what you want. I remember a couple of days ago, my 2-year-old opened the pantry and he was crying. And I was like, what do you want? And he was just standing there. And I kept asking him, what do you want? And he wasn't saying anything. So I literally just gave him, I think, a cookie and I closed the pantry door. Is that what he wanted? I don't know. But since he never told me what he wanted, I gave him what I thought he wanted. And that is how it is with life. If you're not specific about what you want, if you're not clear about what exactly you want, life will give you what it thinks you want, and it may or may not be what you want. So be clear on what you want, on your goals, on your vision, on your mission. Be clear about your future self. What do you want? And I talk about this extensively in my book. But where do you want to live? What car do you want to drive? What kind of clothes do you want to wear? How do you want to talk? How do you want to walk? Who do you want to be your friends? What kind of dinners do you want to go to? What kind of events? What do you want? Be as clear as possible. So clarity, that's number 1. Number 2 is commitment. In order to be successful, you have to be committed to a cause, right? I don't care how good you are. That's the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people. It's not because successful people are more talented or they have more potential or they have more ability. No, it's because they're committed to their cause. And it was John Maxwell who said, imagine you have a big tree at your backyard, right? And then you have an axe. And every day you go out and you strike it 5 times. Just 5 times. Every single day. What do you think would eventually happen one day? The tree is gonna fall, right? And it's because you didn't wake up on Monday and strike it 5 times and didn't do it again till 2 months later. No. You woke up on Monday, you struck it 5 times. You woke up on Tuesday, you struck it 5 times. You woke up on Wednesday, struck it 5 times, and on and on and on. In order to be successful, regardless of your endeavor of choice, you have to be committed. Next time you have bacon and eggs, someone said in that funny way, and I thought I'll share it. Next time you have bacon and eggs, remember the hen was committed. No, the hen was involved. The pig was committed. Because commitment involves making a decision and banning all other options, like to cut off any other option. This is what I'm doing and this is what I'm doing until it succeeds. Being committed doesn't mean it's going to succeed overnight, no. But it means that if you keep going at it, it's going to succeed eventually at some point. And that is the kind of attitude you need to have if you want to be successful. So that's number 2, commitment. Number 3 is consistency. If you're committed, it's much easier to be consistent, right? But consistency is doing something over and over and over and over again. Consistency is different from frequency, right? If you, let's say as a content creator, right, I say that I'm going to post 5 times a week. Me posting 5 times a week is my frequency, right? And it can also be consistency too, but then consistency is also me creating content enough to be able to post 5 times a week, whether or not I feel like it. And I feel like with consistency, the main element is whether or not we feel like it, which aka is also called discipline, because sometimes we know we have to do something, but we're just not in the mood to do it. We just don't feel like doing it, so we don't do it. But that, you see, that defining moment is what separates the successful people from the unsuccessful people, because we all feel like we don't want to do it, right? But the successful person will get up and do it even though they feel like they don't want to do it. But the unsuccessful person will say, oh yeah, I don't want to do it, so I'm not doing it. And that is lack of consistency. If you give yourself a routine, if you set a goal for yourself, if you set a target for yourself, you need to be consistent. Success is a cumulative thing, right? Success is not cataclysmic. Success does not happen overnight. Success is accumulation of small steps, small consistent steps in the right direction. That is what makes someone successful. It's like saving, right? Investing. You investing $10 today or even $1,000 one day would not make that much of a difference, right? But imagine investing maybe $500 every month for a period of 20 years or 30 years. You and I can imagine how much money you make at the end, right? And that's the power of consistency. Consistency creates compounding effect. And initially it might not seem much, but eventually it just skyrockets. So number 3 is consistency. Number 4 is comfort zone. Nothing ever grows in your comfort zone. If you want to be successful, you have to get out of your comfort zone. And you don't necessarily have to take a leap out of your comfort zone, but you must at least take one step out of your comfort zone. And what do I mean by that? If you're an introvert, right? You don't like being in a crowd, you don't like going out, you don't like mingling with new people, and all of a sudden you just want to become like an extrovert. That is too much of a jump, so to speak, right? Just do the next right thing. Just do the next thing that you're not necessarily comfortable doing, but you know is necessary to let you reach your goal. Comfort zone is things that come naturally to you, right? Things that you're naturally good at, things that you naturally enjoy. And it's easy to stay there because you enjoy it, right? But in order to be successful, you have to push yourself. And it's like a rubber band, right? This is normally the size of a rubber band. Let's say this is the size of a rubber band, right? If the rubber band just stays here, it's not going to see its limit. It's not going to see how much it can be stretched. And that is how we are. If we want to be successful, this is our natural ability. This is our natural talents. This is what we're naturally good at and naturally enjoy doing, right? But if we're going to stay here, then we're not going to become all that we can be, because all that we can be is outside of this semicircle or oval, whatever it is, right? So don't get stuck in your comfort zone. Even like in exercise, if you're always doing 20 reps with 5 pounds, push yourself to do maybe 21 reps with 5 pounds or increase to 7.5 pounds. Like, always push yourself. Always get out of your comfort zone, because that is the only way you become successful. And lastly, Christ. I'm a Christian and I believe I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I believe my source of strength, my source of power, my source of ability is through Christ. So guys, there you have it, the 5 C's for success. Number 1 is clarity. Know exactly what you want out of life. Number 2 is commitment. Be determined that this is what I'm going to decide, that this is what I'm going to do until I become successful at it, because there should be an until. It's like you have a child, right? How many times does your child have to fall? Let's say your child is learning to walk, right? How many times does your child have to fall before you tell them, you know what, walking is not for you, just give up? You don't do that, right? You allow the child to keep walking and falling, standing and falling until they learn how to walk. So that is how you should be with commitment. You have to keep at it until you see the results you want to see. It's like going to the gym. You don't do 5 sit-ups one day and think, oh yeah, you're going to get a 6-pack. It doesn't work like that. It probably will take months. It will take weeks. Sometimes it even takes a year. But you have to stay in it until you see the results you want to see. Number 3 is consistency. You can't do something haphazardly and expect it to be successful. You can't do something today and not do it tomorrow, and do it on Wednesday and not do it 3 days later. You can't do things sporadically and expect it to be successful. It doesn't work like that. I wish it did, but it doesn't work like that. I was reading a book, and one of my favorite books actually, it's called 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏. Actually, I think I'll make a video on it. It's a phenomenal book. It's by George Clason, and our card was the richest man in Babylon. So he was given advice, and he was telling them that if he decides to throw a pebble in the river every day, he won't walk by the river today and not throw the pebble in it, right? Even if he forgets to throw the pebble, he has to retrace his steps to throw back the pebble on that day. He wouldn't say, oh, I'll throw 2 pebbles in tomorrow, or what's the use of it? Let me just throw 100 pebbles in one day. No. You made a commitment to throw 1 pebble a day in the river, so do that every day, consistency, until you're done with that commitment, basically. Number 4 is comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone, because nothing grows there. nothing exciting, nothing exhilarating, nothing fulfilling, nothing impactful, nothing purposeful grows in your comfort zone. So get out of your comfort zone. And like I said, number 5, for me, it's Christ. But you might not be a Christian. Maybe it's the universe, it's a higher power, whatever you think is your source of energy, is your source of inspiration, is your source of power. That's number 5. That's all, guys, for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next in this video where I break down the elements of finding and unleashing your greatness and your purpose. And I'll see you here in my next video. Bye, guys.